And our first main topic today gets submitted to us by Rajan. And Rajan writes, "Hey, John, hope you're doing well. I am doing well, thank you so much. I just found out that this Sunday, that's yesterday, by the way, that's yesterday, that this Sunday marks the 25-year anniversary of the original Toy Story, which was also the first computer animated film, was released. I find that hard to believe. I just wanted to know what your thoughts are on how far the Toy Story franchise and computer animation in general has come over the past 25 years. Keep up the good work and have a nice day." All right. Thanks so much for sending that in, man. And dude, 25 years.
Crazy.
Since Toy Story came out. 25 years. I still remember where I was when I saw it for the first time. I was with my buddy, Jeff LaValle, and we were in Welland, Ontario, Canada, which is right beside Niagara Falls. And we went to the Welland Seaway Mall, where they had some little movie theaters in there. And me, Jeff, and some girl he was macking on went to go see this new little movie, Toy Story.
I haven't heard macking on in a long time.
That's a new one, right? It's a new one. We're reviving it, bringing it back. And we went to go see it. And I remember from the first time I saw it, it was magic. Like absolute magic. The story, the characters, the wonderment of it all, and this really brand new medium. Now, CGI animation had been around for a while, but there had never been a big Hollywood feature film released all in CG animation. And there is an argument to be made here, Rob, that Toy Story might very well be maybe the most important animated film of all time. I'm not saying that definitively, but there's an argument. Think about some of these things here. It, first of all, became a wildly successful franchise. We're 4 films in, right? And I believe across most films, 2 of the films are, there's an argument to be made for all of them being like all-time greats. So it started this big, huge 4-film franchise, one of them which became $1 billion film, by the way.
Right.
It was the first feature-length CG animated film 25 years ago. All animated films today, or at least 99% of them, are CGI. Wouldn't have happened if Toy Story hadn't come along. It was the very first Pixar film. The very first Pixar feature-length film. Pixar to this day, I contend. Disney Studios is nice and all, but Pixar to me is maybe the best studio, not just animated studio, might be the best studio, period. When you look at the overall consistent, extremely high quality of content that they put out. That first Toy Story film is also one of the only a handful of films in cinematic history that holds a 100% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes for a wide release film. That is extremely rare. Extremely rare. And I think a couple of them did it. When you look at that kind of a resume, you see why I at least suggest that it is at least absolutely in the conversation for one of the most important animated films of all time, especially because that animated film, Rob, I think you can make an argument, kind of set the tone and direction for animated film for the next quarter of century that came after it, right? So,
no doubt.
And besides that, it's just a fabulous movie. It's just awesome. I don't know. Rob, you think about Toy Story, when you ponder about its place in like film history, animated film history, what comes to your mind?
Oh, I don't think its importance can be understated. Like you said, it's one of the most groundbreaking animated films ever. I mean, Pixar had like their film Luxo Jr. when they made the Pixar light that jumps in front of their, wasn't that like their first computer animated short? Yeah. So I think what Toy Story did was it took new technology, hand-drawn animation, and it pushed it into obviously the three-dimensional CG world. You had, like the beginning of anything, John, great characters and a great story. And getting Tom Hanks and Tim Allen to do these roles, and the whole idea, what kid doesn't imagine their toys coming to life? I mean, I think we all did. And to make a story about that very thing, to give toys, I mean, it was an irresistible, almost primal story that they chose to tell. And it was done with people. I mean, the thought that was put in, the way that Pixar makes their movies and how they workshop them and get every joke and every angle to work. It was just a joy to behold. I remember sitting in the theater, man, when I first saw that. I had to have seen it. I don't remember, like you, the exact place that I was at, but I just remember sitting in this film thinking to myself, this is something new. I wouldn't say it made me feel exactly like Star Wars or exactly like photorealistic dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but it was clear that we were seeing a new art form, or at least the advancement of animation emerging in a spectacular way. And to walk out at the same time just beaming. I mean, I remember, I don't think a movie could make a person happier to watch than that first Toy Story. It was amazing.
And if you want to look at a couple of other milestones, I think only 3 animated films in history have joined the $1 billion club. Toy Story is one of those. Only 3 animated films in history, I believe, have been nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. A Toy Story film was one of those. I believe the other 2, Beauty and the Beast was the first one. I think the other one was another Pixar film, which was Up, I believe. Another Pixar film, which was a direct descendant of that Toy Story movie.
Worthy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's just incredible. And to think it is turning 25. What a great anniversary. Still completely watchable. And I know sometime this week, I'm going to sit down and watch that original Toy Story again. Question is for you guys. What do you think about that? Like, do you find it a little bit as unnerving as I do, hearing that the first Toy Story just turned 25?
Crazy.
What are your thoughts on it? And what are your thoughts on its place in film history? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.